When God is about to reveal the truth, your worry says hide, but He calls you to look now. Exposure often comes as mercy, not punishment. Stay with me, because in the next few minutes, you'll see what could shift everything. The next sign makes the truth impossible to ignore. It's 2:17 a.m. The room is still, but your chest is not. The phone stays dark. The ceiling hum grows loud. You know something is off, but you can't name it. One day you'll see. This night was a doorway. By morning, the fog is still there. Words sound kind but feel wrong at the edges. Familiar places don't feel safe. Your body holds the brake. Trust is thin, even in rooms you used to rest in. You wait, and the wait stretches. Prayer feels small. Thoughts circle and circle. You want light, but you fear the price of seeing it. And the sharpest fear is this. What if you're misled by them, or worse, by yourself? So you start hunting for proof. You scroll, you replay old talks. You scan texts for clues. You draw lines between moments that may or may not connect. Your head buzzes and your stomach tightens. You tell yourself to be wise, but you are really trying to control the ending. Sleep thins, food loses taste, small sounds startle you. You ask friends for advice, then doubt their advice. You read posts, then doubt the posts. You try to pray, but the prayers hit the ceiling and slide down the wall. The whisper says, don't trust anyone, not even you, so you freeze. You keep still on the outside, but inside, you race. You stall decisions because any move could be a trap. You judge yourself for not moving. The silence grows heavy, and you wonder if God has stepped back. Maybe a loud choice would end this, you think. Any door is better than this hallway. But that thought carries a tremble you cannot shake. Then a small shift. You pause. You breathe like you mean it. You remember a simple promise. If you lack wisdom, ask, and God gives generously without shame. James 1-5. Maybe waiting is not empty. Maybe it is protection. Put the weight down for a moment. Speak an honest prayer. God, I don't trust my red. Please lead. Write 2 columns, what I know for sure and what I only guess. Lay both before Him. Hold every voice to a gentle light. Does it match Scripture's frame? Does it grow love, truth, and peace? 1 John 4:1, Galatians 5:22. Open Proverbs 3:5-6 and read slow. Trust with all your heart, lean not on your own understanding. Ask for one small next step, not the whole map. Maybe it's delay the big move. Maybe it's set one boundary. Maybe it's seek wise counsel. Let His word be a lamp to your feet. Psalm 119, 105, not a stadium floodlight. In the quiet, notice your breath ease. The hallway is still long, but the floor feels safe. Watch how God confirms without you forcing it. A verse repeats in 2 places. A door you wanted shuts kindly. A friend texts at the right minute with the right line. These are guardrails, not punishments. In quietness and trust is your strength. Isaiah 30:15. Remember the last time patience saved you from a wrong turn. He is not teasing you. He is timing the reveal so the truth will stand and your heart will stand with it. Tonight, trade panic for a prayer and a page. Write the 3 things that confuse you most. Ask for wisdom you can use in the next 24 hours. Leave room for a small sign. Share this with someone who needs air. Then whisper, lead me, and rest. The fridge hums, midnight air cold on your hands, and your phone lights with a message you do not want to read. Somewhere ahead, a mask will crack, but tonight it's only a small ache that will not sit still. You tell yourself it's nothing, just stress, just noise, yet the nudge returns in the same soft place under your ribs. You want the truth, but truth can move walls, and walls keep life neat. You wonder if you are overreacting, if you are making shadows where there is light. You long for a simple yes or no, but all you have is a quiet check that does not fade. Inside, 2 voices pull at you. Stay safe or step closer. You try to drown it with busy tasks, with music loud in your ears, with jokes and late scrolling. Still, the unease taps your shoulder in the aisle at the store, in the pause before you speak, in that moment after you pray. Your stomach drops at small things, a word that sounds too smooth, a smile that does not reach the eyes, a plan that keeps shifting with no clear reason. You remember times you were wrong and the shame that came, and you fear that again. You remember times you were right and the cost of it, and you fear that too. You ask God for a billboard, but all you get is a whisper that says, wait, look, listen. Then a memory rises if you need to hide it. It is not light. If you must rush it, it is not peace. Your heart knows the line that was crossed, but your mind argues hard, builds a case, and offers excuses. The check stays steady. It does not shout. It does not leave. You stop running just for a breath, and you whisper, God, if this is you, speak again and make it plain. A simple line comes to mind. My sheep know my voice, and you decide to treat this stirring as a gift, not a threat. Make room for quiet and name the thing that feels off. Write one sentence about it so it cannot hide. Ask for wisdom, like James says, and trust that God gives generously without shaming you. Test the nudge with the peace of Christ. Does your soul soften toward the light? Or do you feel pushed to hide and hurry? Open the Bible and look for the heart of Jesus' truth with mercy, firm but kind. Ask, does this pull me toward honesty, service, and clean air, or toward fear, flattery, and fog? Bring one trusted, wise person into it, someone who loves truth more than taking sides. Take one small step in the light, not a leap. Just a step delay a deal. Ask a real question. Say no to a half-truth. Pay attention to the calm that follows. God is not a God of confusion, and clarity often grows one quiet inch at a time. God often moves by a gentle stir before the reveal. Elijah did not find him in the storm, but in a low whisper. Paul felt a check in his spirit and changed direction. Jesus said, his sheep hear his voice, and learning the voice takes time. You are not crazy for feeling the small ache. You are not weak for asking again. When you honor the nudge, your breath eases, your steps slow, and the room feels a bit cleaner. The soft warning is not here to scare you. It is here to keep you. Tonight, write the nudge in 10 honest words. Ask God to confirm or correct it within a day. And choose one small, brave act in the light. Keep your eyes open for patterns in what returns, and let the quiet voice lead you forward. It happens again. Same message, I'll change. Same quiet cancel at the last minute. Rain taps the window, and your coffee goes cold in your hand. You freeze, listening to the echo. Not the words, the pattern. You remember last month, last year, how hope jumped, then fell. Tonight feels different. The room waits, like the air holds a secret. Inside, a gentle whisper rises. Pay attention. By morning, a closed door may feel like mercy. You want to believe the best. You called it a bad week, a one-time thing, a mix-up, but the same scene returns, and your chest knows it. The cost of seeing feels high. If you name the pattern, you might need to set a boundary, change a plan, or walk away. Comfort says, stay asleep. Truth says, wake up. And your mind fights for both at once, because familiarity feels safe, even when it hurts. Nights stretch long. You replay words that sounded right but never lived in action. The same apology, the same delay, the same promise with no fruit. Then you notice it elsewhere too. The date that always shifts, the project that almost launches, the friend who needs you only when you are strong. Dots start to line up. Your body speaks first. Tight jaw, shallow breath. That small twist in your stomach. You tell yourself you're being harsh, but the signs keep returning like footprints in wet sand. Scripture says, a matter stands by 2 or 3 witnesses. And now you have more than that. Your heart wants peace, but peace without truth is only silence. And you feel the split growing between what you hear and what you see. You whisper, God, am I missing something? The room stays still, and the pattern answers back without words. You stop trying to talk yourself out of what is clear. Hand on your chest, you breathe slow. Lord, if this is from you, let me see. The moment softens. Not anger, not pride, just a steady yes to what is real. You decide to call the pattern by its name. Treat the pattern as a sign, not an accident. Write down every repeat, the words, the timing, the outcome. Ask God for wisdom, like James says, he gives to those who ask. Test the tree by its fruit, like Jesus taught. If the fruit stays the same, the root has not changed, pause any move that depends on what is not true. Set a soft boundary while you watch. Fewer promises, clearer dates, simple yes or no. Invite one trusted, honest friend to look with you. Pray, search me, God, so your heart stays clean. Then wait with open hands. Let delay be protection, not punishment. Truth does not need a rush, it just needs light. You are not alone in this. David saw the pattern in Saul and stepped back. The early church tested every message and held to what was good. Light exposes what hides, and it does not shame you for seeing. God is kind in his timing. When patterns return, he is guiding your eyes, not playing games. You will know the truth by its fruit, and when it lands, it will set you free. Your peace will feel honest again, not thin and shaky, but deep and quiet. Tonight, name 3 things that keep repeating and hand them to God. Ask for 2 clear confirmations and set 1 small boundary you can keep. If the door stalls, let it stall. If the mask cracks, let it crack. Keep walking with the one who loves you into the light. The pattern has spoken. Now, choose to see it and be ready for what comes next. Your hand is on the door, plan in place, heart steady. Then your phone lights up, meeting postponed. Through the glass, a smile appears, but the eyes do not agree. A small crack. Your stomach drops. Hours from now, you'll thank God this door stayed shut. Lately, words and actions do not match. Promises rise, but follow-through falls. And just when you try to move, plans stall for no clear reason. You fear losing time. You fear being fooled. The mask starts to crack, but waiting feels like drowning. You want truth now, yet every door you push stays closed. Is this punishment, you wonder, or something else? You try to fix it. More calls, longer messages, soft excuses. You tell yourself you're overthinking, but the same phrases return and the same results circle back. Smiles without trust. Intentions without fruit. Nights stretch. You lie awake, replaying their words, noticing what your heart noticed first. A quiet no under a loud yes. You push again, and the hinges groan. The door will not move. Fear rises. What if you miss your chance? What if God is silent? What if you are the problem? Yet another plan stalls at the last minute. A promise slips like smoke through your fingers. You remember a line you once heard, "Nothing hidden stays hidden forever." Still, the waiting stings. You hate the delay. You hate the empty space where an answer should be. Then a simple thought breaks through. What if the delay is not punishment, but protection? What if the crack is mercy, not drama? Be still, your spirit hears. Step back from the door and watch. You slow your breath. You stop pushing. You begin to test by fruit, not by charm. You listen to actions, not to new promises. You give time because truth does not fear time. You pray, Jesus, if this is not from you, let it fade. If it is, keep it and keep me. You set a small boundary, simple and clear. Show me, do not sell me. And in the space that follows, the cracks widen. A detail slips, a story changes, a mask falls for a second, and you see the root. The delay becomes a mirror, and in it you spot what needed light. Peace returns in a quiet way, not loud like fear. The right doors begin to feel different, lighter, steadier. Doors that are yours do not need force. Confirmation arrives without you chasing it. A friend shares the same concern you kept inside. A verse rises like a hand on your back. Wait for the Lord, be strong, and let your heart take courage. You remember Joseph, delayed for years, then placed before the king in one day. God is not slow as we think. He is patient and precise. The pattern makes sense at last. Cracks expose what is false, and delays block it from growing. Your heart steadies. Light grows. Fear loses ground. If you feel the cracks and the delays, do not rush the door. Pause. Ask, where do words and actions not match? What closed door might be saving me? Pray Psalm 27:14 and wait one more watch. Write one boundary. Let God guard your steps. Protection first, then truth revealed. Night air, a quiet room. Your phone lights up with a single line you prayed in secret last week, written by someone who does not know you. Then a child repeats the same words at breakfast. You stop. It feels too exact to be random, not loud, just a steady beam. You think, is this witness? Is light finally speaking? You asked for truth, and signs began to show up without you pushing, but your heart still shakes. You want full daylight, not a small lamp. You fear moving too soon or trusting the wrong thing, so you keep gathering proof, yet you never move. The real struggle is not getting more signs. It is accepting the ones already given and acting with courage. So, you chase certainty. You scroll late, Hunt verses like clues. Ask 5 friends the same question, flip a coin, then flip it again. You say, if the next car is red, I will know. The mind gets loud, the body gets tired, sleep feels thin. You replay every word, every look, searching for a trap. You start to force what once came gentle, and the more you push, the less you hear. Doubt grows roots. You fear being fooled by others, or worse, by yourself. You fear losing time. You fear losing face. And in the noise, you almost miss the quiet gifts, those soft confirmations that arrived unasked, the timing you could not plan, the calm that followed a simple prayer. Proof is not the wall now. Acceptance is. The door is open, but your hand will not move. Then a line returns to you like a friend. Let every matter be confirmed by 2 or 3 witnesses. Another rises. Be still and know I am God. You breathe. This is not a chase. This is a showing. The light is not the whole map. It is a lamp for your next step. Stop forcing. Get still. Write down the witnesses you did not make. Happen the call, the verse at the right hour, the stranger's words that fit your hidden prayer. Test them gently. Do they match the way of Jesus, humble, honest, kind? Do they align with Scripture, not just with your fear? After the fear wave falls, do you sense clean peace? Share it with one trusted, truthful friend who is not afraid to tell you no. Pray simple. Lord, light my next step. Then take one small, obedient act that fits the light you have. Psalm words whisper, your word is a lamp to my feet, not a floodlight for miles ahead. Walk by that lamp. As you move, the path answers. A door that felt heavy opens without a push. Another witness arrives you did not request. The timing snaps into place, quiet and sure. Awe rises because the pieces begin to fit, and your heart steadies. This is how God often leads enough light to choose, enough witness to trust, and more light as you go. Today, take 10 quiet minutes. List the witnesses you did not force. Choose one brave, kind step that honors them before the day ends. Whisper, Jesus, guide me. Then move. Let the next light meet you in motion, and let courage grow larger than fear. The room is still, then everything trembles. A picture tilts. A secret slips into the open like cold air under a door. Your breath catches. This is the moment you hoped for, and the moment you feared. You feel it in your chest, the shaking before the reveal. If the truth stands up, who will you be after it? A friend, a child, a believer, or a stranger to yourself? You try to hold the pieces still. You rehearse answers. You plan outcomes. But the ground moves again. The real battle is not the facts. It is timing. God's clock says, wait. Fear says, grab the wheel. Nights grow long. You scroll for signs, then hide the phone like it burns. You replay words from last week, last year, that now sound different. Doors that should open, stall. Faces that used to smile, pause. You tell yourself, it is nothing. But the pattern knocks again, louder. Your body keeps score. Tight jaw, shallow breath, a quick heart you cannot command. You ask God to slow it down. Then you ask Him to hurry. You bargain with results, but peace slips away. Blame feels strong for a minute, then leaves a heavier quiet. Somewhere inside, a clear line appears. Enough? Scripture whispers that God shakes what can be shaken, so what cannot be shaken will remain. That sentence stings. You fear the loss, yet you also long for clean air. The question rises like dawn. Will you surrender to His timing or cling to control that never really held you? You stop talking and listen. One breath in, one breath out. A simple prayer forms, soft and real. Lord, I won't fight your time. Let truth stand and help me stand with it. You remember, the truth will set you free. Here is how to stand in the reveal. Slow your pace. Do not rush to punish, prove, or perform. Let the truth speak fully, even if your hands shake. Ask God for mercy and justice at the same time. Name what is true with calm words. Set small, clear boundaries. Take the next right step, not all the steps at once. Seek wise counsel that does not feed your fear. Picture a tree in strong wind. It bends, but roots hold. Your identity is not the rumor, the role, or the story you told yourself. Your identity is held by Christ, steady as a shepherd's hand. When you release control, you do not fall into nothing. You fall into God. Others have stood here. Peter broke under truth and wept, and Jesus met him on a shore and rebuilt him with love. Joseph faced a hard reveal, yet God turned it for good in time. Scripture says the truth sets you free, and freedom sometimes aches before it heals. The shaking is not to destroy you. It is to leave what is real. What remains after the tremor is what you can trust. Tonight, open your hands and pray, Lord, I release control. Reveal what is true in your time, and make me brave. Watch this week for the small shake and the clear door. Choose release over fear. Walk in the light. The rain has just stopped. Your window is open, and the air smells like stone and green. Boxes sit on the floor. A phone is face down. After the reveal, the world is quiet, and your chest is not. You breathe, slow, and wait for the next beat. Relief came, yes, but grief came with it. You want peace, yet your guard stays high. Bitterness knocks in small thoughts. You replay old words, searching for the moment you missed. You fear being fooled again, even by your own hope. Sleep is light. Trust feels like thin glass. You wonder if clean air will ever fill your lungs for real, or if this new path will close like the others. So, you try to fix it by knowing more. You scroll through messages, freeze frames, rumors, even prayer requests that sound like gossip. You plan speeches you will never give. Then you swing the other way and go silent. You numb with work or screens, or a smile that does not reach your eyes. The heart says, never again, and builds a wall 2 bricks too high. And yet freedom feels far when the wall grows. The truth set you free, but without practice, the old chains return in a new shape. John 8:32. Control promises safety, but it eats your joy. Anger gives fire, but it burns your hands. Even the Bible feels heavy, and simple prayer is hard. The house is quiet, but inside you, the storm still turns. You ask, if God brought the reveal, why is calm so fragile? Then you notice a small thing. Sunlight on the floorboards, warm as a hand on your back. A bird tries a new song outside. You whisper, be still and know, and your breath eases. Psalm 46:10. You sense it. God is not rushing you. He is not mad. He is here. Healing begins small. A slow morning with open windows. A real cry that does not shame you. You name what hurt, and you bless your own heart for surviving. You forgive as release, not approval, placing the weight in God's hands. Ephesians 4:32. You ask for a clean heart again and again, like Psalm 51:10. You set one kind boundary, then honor it. You choose honest rest over constant watch. You let light touch your schedule, a walk, a verse, a meal with someone safe. You talk to God like a friend, not a judge. You remember that delay was protection, not punishment. And now timing can be gentle. Step by step, your soul learns a new pace, not brittle, not blind, just steady. Signs follow, quiet but real. The knot in your stomach loosens and stays loose longer. Laughter returns in small bursts. A word in Scripture lands at the right time, clear and kind. A friend confirms what you sensed without you fishing for it. You wake before the alarm and do not dread the day. The peace that guards your heart begins to hold, even when news flickers and old voices rise. Philippians 4:7. You realize the truth did not crush you. It cleared the air so you could breathe and walk with God again. Today, take one soft step on the new path. Open a window, pray, I release this to you. Set one simple boundary and keep it. Read Psalm 23 aloud, slow. Then move forward, light but grounded. The storm has passed. Walk in the clean air you were given.